Cheers to
Salud.
This Is Life.
Can't hear it anyway. Maybe chopped a little bit in the beginning.
You know, we want to help people helping people. We are all here together. Why not be successful? Why not help each other? Why not be something? And there doesn't have to be so much picking and hating and judging. And this is a free judge zone. I don't judge anybody, and you always welcome in here. So let's.
I judge people all the time.
Well, you know what, dude? Cheers to good friends, great energy, and a live chat room in this podcast. Hey, yo, this is life. Thank you, everyone. Newcomers, old comers, friends, family. We love you all. Shout the fuck out. If you're afraid to talk to me or if I am too aggressive for you, go fuck yourself. But if you're not and you're interested in talking, you know, please pick up the phone, holler at me. And my own experiences, I left at 16. I moved out when I was 16 years old, people. I had 3 jobs, my own apartment, and I had a baby, and I had things to deal with. My husband will tell you, I am a fighter, I am a strong person, and I am Jess. There's nothing less, and he is Rocky, and he never gives me anything less, and that's what's so important, you know. I am so damn blessed to have you as my partner in crime.
Always, baby.
We don't need friends, you know why?
Because
we have each other. Cheers on that.
Cheers on
Salud.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're bugging. Well, I guess.
Can't even take that. Hello, welcome. It is Tuesday night. This is life. I am Jess. I'm here with my amazing husband and co-host Rocky.
Hello.
That's very just cutthroat. Bring it down right away. Just hello, guys. Here we are.
Hi, how are ya?
Hi, guys. What's going on?
How are ya?
We had an awesome show last week, and we went a little bit further than the normal hour. We would like to...
It's alright, I got a little pull around here.
What do you mean you got a pull?
That we can go over the limit.
I know. Well, oh, you got a little pull. And
Yes,
you have a pull.
there you go. There you go.
Last week's show, we had a lot of great things we spoke about. We spoke about what men want women to know. I mean, there's a lot of things we want them to know as far as women and men to women that we don't actually say to each other. So there were these lists that I had found online of men to women, and we didn't get a chance to go into the women to men. So I wanted to reach out, and although we don't have our Miss Madalena in here with us tonight...
She isn't here.
Well, she's in the room.
She is in the room.
She's in the room, but she's not here with us, and we miss her dearly. But
speak for yourself.
We miss her dearly.
Of course we do.
We are getting into the women's side of things right now, and I hope you guys are all prepared, because most of this is an honest outlook from women, what you need to know. We're going to start off really easy, of course. Small things count. You know, you can say, I love you every day. You can say, you're amazing, but could you leave a love note? Could you leave something on the pillow? Could you put something on the windshield? Sometimes it's nice, girls like to have romantic guys. Not that we want, you know, not men, but little things still count. The E word. E for effort. Are you taking this down?
Yeah, I'm writing this down. We're taking notes.
E for effort. You know, like no man is unfamiliar, that we want them to listen. You may not want to listen half the time, but you know, if you could put a little bit of effort into acknowledgement of our mental breakdowns that we have often, ladies.
As soon as we start getting credit for diffusing all those mental breakdowns and all that stuff, we'll gladly start.
Wait a minute. You want us to say thank you?
You know what it's like to have to deal with you people?
Do you know what it's like to have to deal with you people?
Fairly normal until we got involved with you.
That is not true, and that's not even fair to say. There's no way men can be normal and women are just crazy.
No, that's the absolute truth.
That's not the truth. Rocky, come on now.
Absolute
You just sound
truth.
like a dumb guy.
No, because we don't become crazy until we get involved with you.
You think that... Are you serious? You think guys don't do messed up shit without women? Is that what you're saying?
No, they all do messed up shit.
So you're messed up before you with us.
No, but
We're
it's
both just messed up sides.
it's a different level of messed up.
Elaborate.
Until you get in your head, everything I do from this point on is so I can find a nice lady to settle down with and yada yada yada, all that bullshit. When in reality, in your head, you're going, all right, well, I need to have nice clothes so I can fuck a hot chick. I need to have a nice car so I can do that. I need to have a good job. I need to have money. I need to have a nice place. So all these things subconsciously are done to please a woman.
First of all, they're things you should do just because you're a man in a relationship.
I said subconsciously.
Yes, but subconsciously, us women are constantly thinking, we need to stay skinny, we need to stay pretty, we got to take care of ourselves because, God forbid, they get a leaking eye over there. A lot of men are going to go, wow, that looks like a good time.
Well, that's on you guys, because there's guys out there that fuck fatties and ugly girls. And
so there are men that have no standards, that's okay.
Whoa, maybe they're just attracted to these women. I didn't say they don't have any standards. Don't be putting words in my mouth.
That is what you're saying.
It's not what I'm saying.
You said fatties as if it was a loose word.
No, meaning big fat women.
Do I sound better, guys? They said my mic was low. Did you lower me to be beneath you during the show?
No,
so you could prove a point?
You're honestly all the way up.
Really?
Yeah, you need to actually talk into it. That's the problem.
It's right by my mouth.
Now it is. Before you were like...
Yeah. It's by my mouth. Guys, if you're not in here, get in here. And if you're in it, share it.
Super Ugly Show, YouTube.
You know what, Kay? And I do that too. I leave a little note. We've discussed it already, so we won't go too far into it. But I leave a note every morning for Rocky with his coffee and his vitamin and a spoon and his sugar and everything's set. That's my sweet thing.
It's true. I do get notes every morning.
And sometimes I'll leave them for 2 days if they're really good.
Sometimes.
You should read it twice.
That's right.
Sorry. Let's get back to the list. Because I got sidetracked with you and your guyness.
Whatever.
3, confidence is hot, arrogance is not. Every girl loves a man who is comfortable in his own skin. It makes him feel safe and protected. Nothing feels sexier than that. But arrogance, we can't stand it.
There's a little bit of arrogance and confidence, though.
To an extent. You can be arrogant, but not arrogant to your girlfriend or to your wife. Don't you think there could be a separation?
Yes, but there's a line. There's a line there where, again, women like a little bit of an asshole. Not a big amount, but a little bit.
I almost lost myself there. No woman likes an asshole.
They do, a little bit.
I don't like assholes. And honestly, when we argue, sometimes you are like the capital A. At the end of the day, I don't like that. When I write to you and we're angry, I'm like, I don't like you right now. That's easier than me saying, because we don't curse at each other, people. We don't call each other names. We have safe words that we both know means go the other way for a little while.
Yeah, but when I do it to someone else and you find it humorous.
I do not. I always tell you you're so mean. That's not true.
Sometimes you find it humorous. Don't lie.
If I'm stoned, maybe I'll laugh. But that's not true. You know what I mean? I don't feel like that's okay to do.
No, see, you're confusing asshole with dick.
What's the difference?
A dick is someone with, malicious intent. An asshole is more of just playfulness.
I don't know if I would agree with that. I think that they're both the same thing.
No.
They're both something that real women with, ready to be, settled down, don't like that at all. Do you like that I'm a bitch?
When you need to be, yeah.
When I need to be,
yeah.
You don't need to be ever an asshole.
Sometimes.
Okay, let's skip.
Just
over
like
to
sometimes
4.
you need to be a bitch.
I don't need to be a bitch. I should work on that.
Oh please, don't work on
that
it.
to be better.
No, we get what we want that way.
I get what I want anyway, but okay. Chivalry is not dead. Be a little old-fashioned from time to time.
I can agree there.
I could agree there too. I think it's really cute that sometimes,
open the door.
Yes,
stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
Pull your seat out.
Yeah, carry this stuff, go to the movies, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do. I agree. I think that's sweet sometimes. We're together for almost 7 years, and he sometimes is sweet. Don't worry, I pay him very, big dollars for that.
I opened the door for you not too long ago.
No, you did.
On the car. I forgot where we were.
When we go fancy places, when we go like to dinner and stuff like that, concerts.
Yeah, I usually
like
walk around.
If we're like going with the kids to the diner, I can open the door myself.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's not gonna be every time.
It's not every time, and it's again, my husband will tell you, and I will tell you, 90% of his answers to me is, it's not a movie. This is not a movie. That life is not a movie, Jessica. Sometimes you want it to be like a movie, but it's just not.
Oh, that's what women believe, especially single, lonely women. Ooh, do they believe those romantic movies are real? They are not.
There is romance. There is romance.
Yes, but those movies give these women really false hopes.
Maybe a little bit of false hope.
Like, I never watch, let's say, like, Rambo and go, I'm going to be Rambo one day. That's going to be me. You know? But these women watch these movies and go, see, if I just wait, my true love will come. And they're taught that from the beginning of time with Disney movies.
You know what happens that's really bad? When they have this notion that this is what it's supposed to be like, every guy they date, no matter who you are, you better be prepared, because they're going to expect to be treated like Princess Diana. I mean, there are some girls that I know, you know, that are in a situation where they could have so many great things, but their mind is on others, like materials and stuff like that.
But my body
is telling me yes. Oh my God, you're so funny. Here's a good one. You're going to love this one. Don't be a man baby. We're nurturing, yes. Women love taking care of their men and helping them out. But as soon as we feel like we're in a mommy mode, we want out.
Yeah. Who the fuck wants that?
Well, you know what? Some guys come out of their home life, and their mothers have wiped their asses till they're 30, and then they expect their wives to be that way, and we're not always built like that.
Yeah, no. I don't want anyone to remind me of my mother that I'm trying to...
Not necessarily mind you of the mother, but what the mother's done, all the things the mother's done. They're like, oh, well, my mom did my laundry, my mom washed my hands, my mom wiped my mouth.
Well, the laundry thing I can agree with.
Get the fuck out of here. You do laundry sometimes, baby.
There's a place where women are supposed to be in the house,
Do
and
not
I think
fucking
we know
say
where that is.
Do not fucking say that. He does not feel that way. I would not be married to a man who was like that. You need to believe me.
She knows where she belongs.
Shut the fuck up. I can't even stand you. What the heck? Sorry, my page just moved. And we're back. So, listen and take interest. I guess that kind of has a lot.
Breaking news. After technical delays, Josh is back.
Josh is back because he loves me.
Yes.
Okay? He's here for me, not because you're mean.
No, that was R. Kelly, Colin J.K. I don't see nothing wrong.
Do you see how he just did that? This is what women mean. Listen
with
and
a little
take
bump
interest.
and grind. Were you talking? Sorry.
You're a dick. We'll jump over that. Be honest.
Honesty.
Be honest.
Yeah, well, that goes on both sides. Women are notorious liars as well. They actually are better liars than men.
That is not necessarily true. Are you kidding me? I have met some very good liars. Make us a priority. I mean, of course, you want everybody to be a priority, but because this woman wrote, women need to feel like they're more important than the Xbox, that brings up another whole subject. I want to just say to the ladies that are in the room, like men say, choose your battles. If my husband goes to work 5 days a week, 8 to 5, pays for 80% of the bills in this home, you're distracting.
I was moving the computer.
He busts his ass to take care of his family and provide, and he's a great husband. There is no reason he can't fucking play video games. If that's what he's into, like, that's his hobby. My hobby is doing hair. My hobby is taking a bath. My hobby is running around the house singing and cooking. Whatever my hobbies happen to be.
Now, to be fair, men, there's a limit, though.
Oh, yes.
When you're playing from the second you walk into the door until you go to bed, it's a little much.
No, I agree. Dinner,
and, like,
kids,
it's
time.
not like she's like, you have an hour. me personally, I can't play games like that for more than about an hour, 2 hours tops. Then I kind of get gassed out myself. And I think that should be your range when you're playing, especially as an adult. Like when my son's playing all day, he's a kid, he's got nothing fucking better to do. He's a fucking 8-year-old kid. Play games till your fucking heart falls out. I don't give a shit. It's not like he's got anywhere to be or any responsibility.
I don't believe like that.
You don't, but, you know. But as a father, adult, husband, you should, you know, spend some time with your wife each night. If you don't, again, why you married to the bitch?
Well, to the bitch? Why did that have to come out? Why couldn't it be why you married to the woman?
Don't be that person.
Don't be that person.
Don't be that person.
I will be that person.
I just came from my show, all right? I still got to get some of this
guess
out.
What? You get a half-hour transition, get into
some of it's still got to come out.
Rocky stays over there.
Did you hear what we called Madalena before?
I don't give a shit. Right. You're not talking to me, and you're not talking on the air.
All right, Broad, let's go.
All right, Broad's fine with me. So, you know, I guess like the moral story is, I don't agree with that one necessarily, but I do agree on there should be, like, he comes home, he has dinner, we hang out, we have snacks, we watch a movie. Kids go to bed, he'll do an hour or two on his games, I play on my games, and then we go to bed and spend our time. So it's like, you know...
Sexy time.
Sexy time. And, you know, we do also do date night once every 2 weeks, a whole day, go to dinner, comedy clubs, and have the night to ourselves. Kids, go to moms-in-law. But, so yeah. Take it slow in bed. I can't tell you how many times...
She's the rusher.
What?
You're the rusher.
Listen, I'm going to be 1,000% honest right now, guys. I would rather have a dope 15 minutes than a fucking hour of sweat and panting and throwing me around like I'm not 21 anymore. I'm going to be 38 years old. And I love sex. I really do. But when I'm up at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning with a 3-year-old all day, cooking, cleaning, doing hair clients in between, running around, serving dinner, cleaning up after dinner, and then getting the kids settled, by the time I go to bed, I'm like, please, let's just fuck. Like, I want to let's just get into it. Sometimes he just takes forever.
I like things. What are you going to do?
But let's get back to what the women are saying, because there are some times where... I can't slow it down if I tried. Because he can't stop himself. He's so excited.
Yeah.
So, I guess what she's trying to say is, if you're a frequent go-to faster, slow it down. Take your time. Touch every spot. Maybe twice.
Even your annals.
Are you done? Sit on your hand. Turning down sex is not a big deal. More often than not, we turn down sex. I don't know about you, but I don't really...
More often than not.
I can probably say in the past 7 years, maybe 10 times, I've said no.
If you don't have kids and you're turning down sex, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, there's no reason. There's no reason. But, like, seriously... Because if these kids weren't here, we'd be fucking 5 times a day, probably.
We used to.
Yeah.
We used to fuck 4 or 5 times a day.
But now they're here, and they fucked everything up.
Well, you just can't do that, you know? And sometimes he'll be cute, and we'll try to run off into the side of the corner, but you really can't with a 3-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 19-year-old. The range of assholes in our house is ridiculous.
If you're saying no and you're single, I want a doctor's note. Fuck that. You better be coming with something.
What about on their period?
Yeah, that's all right, too.
What about...
That goes without saying.
What if a girl has, like, a crazy day of diarrhea and she just doesn't want to have sex?
That requires a doctor's note.
A doctor's note for diarrhea?
Yep.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I want a physician's expertise.
I have to tell you, though, out of that 10 times I might have said no, only twice you were angry. Like, hard as a rock. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Twice. That's not bad in almost 7 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
This one says, learn to say sorry.
This is the list for the who?
Women to men. This is what we want you to know.
Oh, you sure it's women to men?
Yes, this is women to men.
You're sure?
I'm positive. We did you guys last week.
That doesn't seem right.
No?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just say I'm sorry easily? That's right. I'm sorry.
All of the women I know, you have to rip their fucking teeth out to get an apology out of them.
That is ridiculous.
That is every woman ever.
That's ridiculous.
You know why? Because that admits they were wrong.
Ridiculous.
Because if you're apologizing, that means you were wrong.
You'll pay for this later.
And they will never admit they're wrong, man. Am I right, guys? They know. They know.
Here's another one. Sometimes we really do feel like shit. Men think women are attention seekers most of the time, but sometimes we actually do feel like crap. Don't forget those painful cramps, headaches, and PMS.
Yeah, periods, you get a pass. As a guy, I understand, and all guys need to understand this, when your chick's ragging, you suck it up. Because guess what? They're in pain, they're bleeding from their fucking box. No, who wants to deal with that shit?
I don't get that anymore. Woo, woo.
Who was it? It was Patrice. He said, he's like, I wouldn't want to do... Imagine you got a bloody nose every month and you knew it was coming, but you didn't know when. You know? We got a call coming in. It's unknown, so it's probably a prank. This will be good. I don't know why it takes forever to fucking pop up, but... Yep.
Hi, I'm on the air.
Yeah.
Huge pussy.
What?
What did you say?
I don't know. Something about pussy, I
Something
think.
huge pussy?
I guess.
That was awesome.
Good
whoever
one.
did that, you have a lot of free time on your hands.
Dude, fucking got us, man. That was good.
That was really
Shit.
good. I actually am feeling a little...
I don't know how we recover from that. I don't
right
know
now.
how we recover from that.
Get
That was
the fuck
devastation.
outta here.
Whew.
Back to
Watch
business.
out. All right. So now the rule is if you're calling from an unknown number, you're not getting
You're not
picked
gonna
up.
answer. I don't know. Don't forget our anniversary, birthday. That's whatever.
What did they say? Can you guys tell us? We couldn't understand them.
Definitely, they said big pussy.
Oh, look. There they go. See, now you just... Yeah, that's all.
Bye.
Anyway. Go ahead.
So this one is, don't forget our anniversary or birthday. If you forget an anniversary or birthday, you definitely are a jerk job. Sometimes it may happen, but I mean, in the beginning. But in the end, if you're together for a long time.
Yeah, no, there's no reason you should be doing that. All right, let's pick it up. Let's have fun. It takes forever for the call to go through. That's kind of annoying. Yo.
Huge pussy, huge fucking dick nigger.
They said huge pussy,
And then-
fucking N.
Yeah, and then the N word.
That's really awesome. So we won't bother again. Because
And you
that's
hear they have a
just
real phone because
Yeah.
you hear them like hanging it up.
They
What
got like
year
a
are
fucking
you living
two-piece on
in?
the wall, like, hello.
Jesus. What fucking year is this?
Ridiculous. I think they have nothing better to do than to stare at me. And I understand. I stare at me too.
I know.
Let's get back to business. I'm like losing interest in the list and I have better things to talk about. We're suckers for romance, whatever. Cook us dinner. No, please don't. I will cook dinner. Things from the heart count. I mean, this is a little sensitive. And number 25. You can't live without us. Men often take women for granted, but in reality, you're nothing without us. Who else would take care of you? That is, I'm not even kidding what it says.
You're nothing without us. This bitch. Yes, and I said bitch.
It
This
says,
bitch.
who else will take care of you, play dress up, make you a better man? Just admit it.
A gay guy.
Well, let me just, all right, let's make this a little bit smaller, because if you were talking about, could you live without me, I know your answer is fucking no. Because of our love. And because of our attachment.
That's different.
You know, if you're just saying, oh, guys, you can't live without us women, I mean, you really need to get off
To
the
say
fence.
that you're nothing without us,
Yeah,
that's fucking...
That's pretty...
That's ballsy on this
pretty-
fucking girl's fucking part. Out of here with that.
That's
You're
not
nothing
right.
without us.
That's not
Shut
right
up.
at all.
Oh,
So,
I hate that
listen,
bitch.
Since we were on that subject for a little bit, and I'm going to talk about something else right now that I really am mind blown. I don't know if anybody's heard this yet. Okay, this is BBC News. This is real news, Europe. There was UFOs spotted off the Irish coast under investigation.
Talked about this on my show.
Today?
Yep.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Why? Where the fuck did you take it from my thing?
Yeah, I went into your phone and was like, what has she got
You
planned
took
for
my,
tonight?
I have the article saved on my thing. You took it from my thing. Just admit you're nothing without me.
Yes, that is it. Without her.
You really, well, I need to talk about it because I didn't hear what you said about it. And honestly, I'm interested to know how they're going to explain the pilot saying that they saw it, the noise that they heard.
In the middle of my thing. 3 pilots, yada, yada, yada. You see that?
What the fuck?
It's a meteor, baby.
So that's not real.
The closest pilot saw a few of them and said they're meteors.
Yeah, but okay, so the closest pilot saying meteors, you're thinking that they couldn't have a cover-up of now telling him to shut his fucking mouth?
They could.
Babe, you can't think that they're, I mean, like, reading something like this, I'm going, why would two people just keep going with it?
Because it's a lot
Where
more.
did the meteors go?
Because it's a lot more fun to say I saw aliens.
But right, fun, I don't know why, okay, I get it, there are people that make shit up, but this is like, I would know the difference if I saw a meteor or if I saw a UFO, for one.
Yeah.
For two, where did those meteors go?
Why? What does a UFO look like?
They could look like any shape that's a different object than what we're used to seeing flying in the sky.
I know, but you said you know the difference.
Of course, the meteor's a rock.
Well, couldn't a UFO then in turn be camouflaged
If
to
I
look
saw
like
a
a meteor?
camouflaged rock, I'd probably think it was a rock. I wouldn't think it was a UFO. But like anything that would be an aircraft, not an airplane,
Yeah.
would make sense to be a UFO, unidentified object, whatever. So, at what point now did they find these meteors? Did they find them? Where would they, if they were that big to see, where did they land?
They don't have to be big to see it. Meteors kind of have a flash to it.
That's joking, right? Because they have to be big enough to make that sound they heard over the plane.
They didn't hear any sounds.
That's not true. This woman said she heard. It was a.
Now a woman's
Are
involved.
you kidding me? She was one of the air traffic control. Oh, the
What?
guy. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I knew that couldn't be right. Woman air traffic controller.
Yes, it is. Woman air
Come
traffic.
on.
Your cousin's air traffic
Nonsense.
control.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Anyway, the pilot said that they had saw something come up the left side and it veered to the north and it had a large deep sound. So two ground lights. This is the other
Convinced
one.
me.
Well,
Alien.
I'm not saying it's an alien. I'm saying why couldn't it be another spacecraft? People assume aliens mean little green people. I don't think that aliens are like that. I think aliens are very much like us. And they may not look just like us. They may have 5 arms. Who knows? But I think there's other life on other planets. It's be stupid to think we're the only planet existing with life.
I didn't say that.
So wouldn't another thing from another area be an alien?
How do we know there's intelligent life?
Are you joking me? For something to travel to our planet.
Well, again, we don't have any evidence that anyone ever did.
We don't have any evidence that they didn't. We have
Yes,
a lot
we
of
have
evidence.
plenty of it, but
Many
never
of years
seeing any of
people
it.
see. All of those things I did a couple shows ago, all those listings I found of all the UFO sightings we have seen in the past 20 years, not even past 20 years, past 30 years I pulled up.
Yeah.
Actually, I might even went back to the 1940 something. Do you think that everybody just continuously makes these things up?
Yeah.
I don't think that that's...
Yes, I do.
I can't. I'm sorry. I feel like that's got to be something under that.
Let me ask you,
Go.
what's more profitable? Covering up a secret
Yeah.
where you're spending money, or concocting this fictitious creature and selling merchandise,
They
toys,
do. They do have merchandise and toys.
and that's what I'm saying.
And movies and things.
That's what I'm saying. That it's much easier to make up a story like, I don't know, Spider-Man.
That we know that that's not real.
Okay. And the myth of aliens go on for thousands of years.
Yes.
To the Egyptians, they even claim in some of their hieroglyphs that, whatever. So again, there's Aesop's fables, and who's to say in 20,000 or 30,000 years, Spider-Man isn't some real thing to people.
Rocky.
They'll actually have video proof of Spider-Man.
People have man-made written books on religions, and they believe them because that's what they believe, right? Their beliefs, their religions.
Yeah.
This is a belief that there are other spiritual beings in the world, in the universe,
Yeah.
everywhere. That there has
And
to
just
be.
like I'm not telling anybody not to believe, I'm allowed not to believe.
Of course you're allowed not to believe, but I was asking you how you can say you don't believe when...
Because I've never seen 100% legit evidence that spacecrafts or fucking aliens...
Would it have to be your own eyes?
It would have to be at least, like, on a news source. Or
this
like the
is
front
a news
of...
source.
No, I mean actual evidence, not people saw lights that move fast.
Because they didn't have a picture or something.
Yes. That's exactly it.
I think that's crazy not to have your mind expanded enough to know that there are other living things.
I think it's crazy to believe in such fairy tales.
We'll talk about this later in the bedroom. We'll have to debate that later.
Cap saw a Sasquatch. There we go.
Cap, don't be funny right now because you're joining his team. But
Well, no, he said it, so you believe him, right?
That's not... that. You guys are now you're making fun.
We're not making fun. Cap legitimately saw a Bigfoot.
He didn't, and that he's
Why
saying
not?
that he's saying that because that he's your boy.
Why didn't he see a Bigfoot?
That's messed up, Cap. I'm gonna remember that.
He saw a Bigfoot.
I don't believe it. So that's where I go with that. So I guess that one went out the shit. That was like, I saw so cool, and I didn't even hear you talk about it in your show. Must have been a moment I wasn't listening to you again.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Can we talk about something I'm like really antsy to talk about?
Go ahead.
I want to hear a little bit about what you heard, because I didn't have a chance to listen yet to the Opie Radio podcast with the Damien Eccles interview.
Damien Eccles.
I loved, but also hated, of course, but I loved the documentary because it had so much feeling. That's
the emotion you're supposed to get. You're supposed to go, what a fucking great documentary. But you get enraged.
If nobody's seen it
watching
yet,
these.
You need to watch it.
It's called Paradise Lost. Yeah. There's 3 parts. I'm pretty sure they're on YouTube. If they're not, they're HBO documentaries. So if you have HBO on demand, you'll find them there. But the first one is pretty much based off of, here's a trial. Check it out. Mm-hmm. Now, after the first movie aired, people saw this and went, wait a second. There's no evidence here. There's nothing other than these kids wore black, listened to heavy metal, and Damien had interest in witchcraft and satanic stuff.
Yeah.
That was all the evidence they needed in Arkansas to convict these children. One of all of murder, but one put on death row and the other 2 in for life.
The most ridiculous, when I was watching this about these boys, I started getting into a little bit of an emotional state because when I was younger, I kind of dressed like them. I had black clothes, black makeup. I wore fishnet stockings, Doc Martens. I wasn't like the cheerleader. I was that chick that wore makeup when you went, I don't want to talk to her. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, being judged and going to jail for what you look like are 2 different fucking things. They had no evidence on these boys. None. And they dragged their lives. He was in there 18 years, wasn't he?
Yeah, around 18 years on death row in isolation for the most part. I don't want to say too much because if you watch the documentaries, you get an insight into his jail life. And also if you listen to Opie's show, you'll hear more about it. So I don't want to get too much into that. But he ended up getting married in prison.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the third one, there's 3 of these documentaries. The third one is an all-in, fuck that, these kids are innocent and we need to get them the fuck out because this one kid's about to be murdered.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp got involved, Eddie Vedder, the Dixie Chicks, Peter Jackson, the list goes on. And finally they do get out, but with an Alfred plea, which Alfred, one of them. Which is where you admit guilt to the charges, but you get released from prison.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just a way for the court systems to say, no, we didn't fuck up.
Right.
We're going to let you out, but we didn't fuck up. Then why are you letting them out? Okay? Now, Cap says it's still 50-50 in my opinion, and you're an insane person, Cap. There was zero evidence other than a random knife that they found in a lake behind Jason Baldwin's fucking trailer that had no DNA evidence of anything or anything. They just found a knife.
Right.
And said, this is yours. Mm-hmm. You killed these kids with this.
And it's crazy because, again, when they found the boys, the amount of... honestly, to me, it looked like They had been hog-tied. They had been suffocated, right? They had shit in their mouth, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they stuffed like twigs and shit in their mouth.
And threw them in the water, and they drowned.
Caution, by the way, when you watch these documentaries, you see these boys be pulled out. And
There's 3 boys, and they were between the ages of 6 and 9, right?
Yeah.
They were young, and you got to watch it. I want to give you all the details, but as a mother and as a human being, I looked at this, and I felt so much pain, obviously, for the boys who lost their lives, but for these boys who lost their lives in another way, and the person who did it is still out there.
I left this one part out. They did have a confession out of Jesse Miss Kelly, one of the 3 kids convicted, who had the IQ of, I believe it was 76, who on paper is borderline mentally retarded. Now, not only did they badger this kid, he didn't have a lawyer. They questioned him alone. They had him in the interview room for over 12 hours.
Yes.
And pretty much just railroaded him into saying the answers that they wanted him to say.
They tripped him up a lot.
Yeah.
With was it at night? Yeah, it was at night, right? Wasn't it? And he was like,
Well, at first he said that was one of the main points. He goes, "Oh, it was like 8 in the morning." Yeah. And then they go, "Wait, no, don't you mean at night?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, it was at night." They the whole case is fucked.
It is.
It really is, and it's mesmerizing. And there's this guy Walter Hobbs, who was clearly fucking guilty in this thing. And knowing it and going back and watching the documentaries again, you watch this guy's eyes in the courtroom. And you watch him when his wife, whose son was just murdered, being interviewed by the police. And there's no emotion in this man.
Nope.
Zero.
And there was always issues. There was issues though.
He was abusive.
He was abusive. He was just a piece of shit.
And the last person the boys were seen with was him.
Yeah.
And he had no alibi for 4 hours during the time that these boys went missing.
Yeah.
And his DNA was found on the fucking ropes they were fucking tied with.
Yes, it was.
But, wasn't him.
It had to be these kids. It was a crazy story, and I'm glad I got to hear it. I'm going to give Opie's Radio a check out. One of the best podcasts I've listened to in a very long time. Really enjoy those guys over there, Joe Salvia and Mike Sappho and Chef Carl. Of course, you're my favorite Cuban.
Oh, yeah.
And Opie, too. He's a good guy. So.
Yeah, he was the stepdad, Cap. That fucking prick. And it got to a point where in the beginning in movie 1, this other father, Chris Byers, I think.
The big guy, the big weird head.
His last name was Byers. He's got a head if you remember the show The Head from MTV, it was like that. In the first movie, he's at the murder scene where these kids were lighting fires and drinking and damning Damien and all them to hell, and they'll burn in hell.
I hope he dies for this.
By the 3rd movie, he's with all the West Memphis 3 supporters holding up signs saying, "Free these kids."
Yep. He felt like such a douche. Because, you want to believe these parents. You want to put the blame on someone and make them feel the pain you're feeling. You just lost your kid. But it was clear. And this town, it
was a witch hunt. It was a witch hunt.
They just went all in to get them. This way people felt safe.
Yeah. They just wanted answers. That's all it was. They just wanted answers, and they couldn't find them.
Yeah.
So they just decided, well, we got to give them something. So they picked these 3 fucking poor kids. And now Damien's out.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff out in the city. And
did we ever hear about the other 2? I forgot to ask you about that.
Jason lives in Portland or Seattle, somewhere like that in the Northwest. Jesse went back to the trailer park and started taking care of his dad.
That's right.
And his dad, he's got dementia, and he's all fucked up. So the police show up, because the dad will call the police and be like, "There's someone here."
Yeah.
And it's fucking this poor kid.
Oh, my God.
I mean, Jesus.
The poor life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gotta be so hard. And the other 2, they were in general population, right?
Yeah, I believe those 2 were in Gen Pop. Damien was an ISO because of the murder, the death row thing. So, yeah, it's fucked up. Damien got married while in prison, too.
He's still married to her.
Still married, yeah. They married 18 years or something like that.
Wow, she waited.
Yeah. Well, she was the biggest supporter of the whole movement. Right. She was the one who really spearheaded everything and was really the one like the epicenter of everything.
Thank
So
God for her.
yeah,
You know,
no
thank
shit.
God he had someone like that by his side, you know?
Talk about a ride or die.
That's right, ride or
Jesus.
die. I would be there for you. I would do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
You thought I
killed
did it.
you, then I would be there for me.
You never know.
You never know.
You
with
never
with killing
know.
going on these days.
That's right.
You don't know. I kind of wanted to leave an open platform. I thought that Madalena was going to call in and talk about my show. I was supposed to have Helena call in and talk about my show.
See, the black guy from Bojangles thing, Cap, here's why I ain't buying it. I believe there was a black guy in the Bojangles.
What's the Bojangles?
It's that, like, restaurant. Remember we stopped the one on our way from Florida to, it's like a
the
fast food place.
Right.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Well, remember that black guy walked in, he was covered in blood? You don't remember this part of the documentary? And the
No.
people say they saw him, he was covered in blood, and he was, like, muttering things or whatever. Arkansas, Cap. Arkansas. Black guy. Yeah. All right? That's why I don't believe that.
Oh, shit. I'm like looking at you going, what are you trying to go with that?
I'm trying to go with that. It's a black guy in Arkansas, and I'm sure he's not treated well, and if he is, he's not spoken well about behind his back. I can guarantee you. They still rock
you
the...
think he'd go into a Bojangles full of blood?
I believe, again, there was a guy in Bojangles that maybe was caught up in a robbery and got stabbed, or was covered in blood from a fight, but there's no connection to a random black guy in Arkansas killing 3 kids by himself, might I add, and then tying them up. That's not black guy crimes.
That's not
black guy crimes. That's
not.
white guy crimes.
That is white guy crimes.
Yeah.
They're fucking crazy.
You almost never find black serial killers. It's so
that is
rare.
the fucking truth. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Now that I just thought about that, I've never thought about
Oh,
that.
no, there's
before.
totally black guy crimes, white guy crimes. Totally. Like when you hear pedophile, you never go, black guy.
Of
Always,
course.
immediately, creepy white guy.
Yes,
Always.
I do. You're right.
Yeah.
I do that.
Of course you do, because there's certain crimes that black people don't commit, and there's certain crimes they do. But, like, I mean, I'm not saying there's no black pedophiles or serial killers. There was. That DC sniper was. But, for the most part, it's not their M.O. It's
They
not.
don't give a fuck about everybody else.
Yeah. It's not their thing. If there's something that they can benefit from the crime, typically that's more their avenue.
Right.
Where
I guess
white
you're right.
people do a lot of anger and, type of crimes.
Like hateful,
hateful, heat of the
physical.
moment. And,
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just all crime, but that one story just... And I was not into it, I'm going to be honest with you. My husband put it on a couple times. I'm like, fuck, what are you watching? He's like, I'm watching this documentary. I'm like, God damn it. So I'm in the corner just playing on my phone. I'm like, so boring. And I think for 5 to 10 minutes, I just took my eyes and I looked at the TV and I was like, I got to watch this. And I was like, what happened in the first one? Because we were already into the second one. I just, I just feel bad for people like that get put in those categories because of what they look like or how they feel or, whatever, or, what you think. It just should never be, it should be the fucking, the evidence, the proof. You can't say someone did something. I mean, he was about to be killed. Death penalty.
Yeah.
For something that I do not believe he did.
Absolutely. All right. Here's to give you an idea of how long this actually went on. The last movie was released in 2011, which is, I believe, when they got out of prison. The first movie was filmed in 1996.
Wow.
So that right there is 15 years in between the 3 movies of this trial and all the bullshit that went on.
15 and then 8.
And they were already in prison for...
7 at the point?
Let me see when they got arrested. No, it wasn't that long. Because I believe, like I said, they were in there for 18 years, or the trial was going on for 18 years.
Right.
When did...
It's a creepy white guy thing. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was watching today How to Make a Murder, and...
oh, were you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
Wow.
Anna had it on.
The first season or second?
Oh, is it? Wait. It's that channel she puts on all the time.
Oh, you were watching ID. Okay. All right. How to Make a Murder is the Netflix thing.
Something murder it was, okay? And it was about this woman who had 3 sisters and mom. She was visiting them in Hawaii.
Yeah, 94. He was in prison.
Pregnant. White guy creeper got her pregnant and then didn't want anything to do with her.
Yeah.
Got a new girlfriend. Ended up following her home one time. Taking her into the fucking jungle. Declothing her. stabbing her over 20 times all over her body, then chopping her body up and throwing it into the water where animals ate and, of course, devoured her. They found her bones, like, all over the place. And he sat in the room, and he was like, well, she's my ex-girlfriend. I asked her to help me go pick up my truck that was stuck, and then I went right over to my girlfriend's house, and I haven't seen her since. Don't you think they're going to call the girlfriend?
Yeah.
They called the girlfriend, couldn't get her for a little while because she was away. By the time he got her, she was like, he wasn't with me. He said he was helping his friend fix a car. And they go, well, no, he was actually having his ex-girlfriend help fix his car. And then shit didn't start adding up. And I just look and go, wait, he got this. She was 5 months pregnant. Took her into a fucking jungle and killed her? Like, this is what we have in our world. Like, we have these sick people that do these things that I just can't. I could never even fathom getting to that point of stabbing somebody.
No. Stabbing's too personal.
That's very fucking personal.
Yeah, like, remember that scene in Batman when the Joker was talking to the one cop? And he's like, you want to know which one of your friends squealed when I killed him, you know? And he's like, I like doing that because it's more personal. It's more, you know. There's a connection there when you do it. And Psychos.
No.
Yeah, to me.
I mean, I'm not saying that.
I'd rather shoot somebody.
I was just going to say, I'm not saying that if it made hurt my children, I wouldn't be pushed to the edge and sit in jail for the rest of my life. But it would be quick because I have a conscience, dude. Like,
I couldn't sit there and just... I mean, I probably could if they hurt one of my kids. I'd have fun with it.
I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, no, I'd have fun with it. No,
guilt.
Guys have that in them, I think, where... At least some guys do. I think if someone did anything to my kids, like that Capturing the Freedmen's thing last night.
Oh.
Another documentary we were watching about this fucking thing in Great Neck, right here on Long Island. And this guy got busted for mailing porno, kiddie porn, through the mail. And then they raided his house, and it just turned into this thing. But again, there was really no evidence.
Except for hearsay.
Yeah, except for the kids saying, and I mean the child porn stuff. Yeah, you got him red-handed as far as him buying magazines from overseas and
sending them.
Yeah, and sending them. But the child molestation stuff, they didn't have any evidence to back this up.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, he looked like a fucking creeper.
He did.
And his son, who was accused
the one guy
doing
admitted to doing it twice.
Yes, he did admit it. The father admitted that he touched 2 boys.
But not in this case that they were convicting him of. No. It was a whole different thing.
Because he was a teacher.
Yeah.
He was like a music teacher?
Yeah. Well, he taught piano and he taught computer.
Computer, right. And so him and his son were molesting boys.
But the son, again, 0.
But he looked like a fucking creeper.
But you can't go by that.
Listen to me. He's like, I didn't touch boys.
No, he did not talk like that. He talked like a typical Jewish kid from Long Island.
No, he did not. He had the very strong lisp, and he was like, I did not touch boys.
No, that was the brother. That wasn't the one. The other one was the whiny, high-pitched one.
No, that one was the same guy, old balding. It was the same guy.
No. That's what I'm saying. The one that was a clown. The clown.
Yes.
That was not the convicted one.
I know that. The one that was balding with the little bangs.
Yeah, all right.
He's the same guy that was convicted.
Really. Yeah, but you're making him sound gay. He didn't sound gay.
I didn't say he sounded gay. I said he sounded creepy.
He had like a
danced
Jewish
in
Long
front
Island
of the courthouse right before he went to jail.
Like, they got no evidence against me,
yes.
Mom.
Yes, that's exactly how he spoke. I'm sorry. When
I don't know what they're talking about.
That's right. And I felt like I looked at him and I went, yeah, I don't believe that.
Again, but you can't convict somebody just because they look fucking weird. Like, that's not the world we live in.
It's not that they look weird. It made me feel weird watching him. You get feelings from people's aura.
But you also get feelings once it doesn't matter anybody. If you just go, that guy's a fucking pedophile. In your head, that seed's now planted.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is that when I looked at the father and I looked at the son and I looked at their faces in court, I felt in my chest the feeling of, oh my God, like, I just got chills thinking about it.
But that's what I mean. You were watching a documentary where it's kind of... This one was very fair, to be honest with you. They didn't play it where it was heavily against these people.
What's the name of the family again? They can
Capturing the Freedmans, it's called. Again, on demand HBO. But they did it in a way where you were like, maybe... They didn't do this, at least the kid, because, like I said, there's no evidence. There was no blood, there was no urine, there was no semen, there was no hair, there was nothing. Other than a handful of kids said, yeah, they rape me. When on the other side, you had a handful of kids saying, I never saw anything like this.
I know who called. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay, either way.
I think it's funny. You're going to laugh.
All right. But, either way, you can't convict somebody when there's no evidence.
No, you can't.
That's what I'm talking about here. And that's pretty much what happened in this situation for the one kid. The father, he admitted shit, but only with the thought that it would get the kid a lighter sentence, which it didn't. They lied to him, or they didn't, but he was under the impression it would. And then the prosecutors and everyone was like, we never said that.
But he admitted, he's like, I did touch 2 boys. I may not have been aroused, right? What did he say? Something weird. I may not have aroused.
But these were 2 kids. And it was a different time and place. Like, remember he took them to the vacation home?
Yes,
and
I
it had nothing to do with the computer class or anything like that.
No, but it does show off who he is.
Oh, yes. Again, okay. I'm saying that guy guilty. He admitted to something, so if he's admitting it to then, I mean, you know, I don't know why he wouldn't admit to doing it at the computer thing, but if he does, then his son's guilty also.
Right.
So maybe that's why.
His son was in his computer class?
He was there, they said, and they would play this game, Leapfrog, where they'd all be naked, and they would jump over the kids and each one.
Put it inside?
Yep.
Wait a minute. I didn't know that was the game that they played.
So you missed a lot of the beginning.
I did. I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah. See, whenever I watch documentaries, this is Jess. What are you watching? A documentary, babe. Ugh. And then once she sits down and starts watching it, she's enthralled more than I am.
I am, because it's interesting to me, and I don't actually take the time to watch TV. I'm not a TV watcher. I don't know if you guys were brought up in the 80s, but we didn't have TVs like that. I was born in 81. We had a TV that clicked, only one in the living room, and it was like that until, I think, almost 90s, when I was about 9, when we upgraded to bigger and better things. Even still had a tube TV, but... you know, we didn't watch TV. We were outside all the time, moving all the time. He'll watch TV and be like, babe, would you fucking sit down? I'm constantly moving and moving and moving. I don't watch, you know, I do like it, and I enjoy it when we get into some good documentaries, but sometimes I just don't. We're getting close up to the end.
We are. 8 minutes away.
I, of course, want to shout some people out. Super important for me to do these things. I want to start with you today. I love you, and I appreciate that you're my co-host, and I love Richie, and I appreciate he added me to the Super Ugly channel. So big shout out to you guys for letting a woman become a part of your podcast, when I have heard many times that women suck on the radio. I don't feel that I do.
Women suck on the radio. Here's the thing people need to understand about radio. Radio has become a wasteland. If you want to get into real radio, don't. It's not a good job. It's not secure. They don't pay well. And you're constantly micromanaged for your show. Women's roles on shows, unless it's an all-women show, if it's, let's say, like the Morning Zoo, you know, like 2 guys and a girl. As soon as those guys start to get a little out of line, she's there to go, oh, come on, stop, don't do that. And she's there to ruin the mood of the guy's fun.
Especially the ruiners on the radio.
When women are in a podcast element with no restrictions, they open up more and talk about shit that guys actually want to hear. Whether it be about sex, dating, clothing, looks, whatever the case may be. But you don't have that freedom on regular radio. And women, I don't think, ever had that freedom on regular... Yeah. And I don't... other than, like, Wendy Williams, I really can't think of many other women that were in radio that had no limits, really, other than language you can't say on regular radio.
Right.
So when you spend your whole life hearing these awful women ruin any type of fun that may happen, you just go, why are they there? Why are you there?
Well, I think that makes it happen because I'm not just...
Like, even
women.
Robin Quivers, that was her job, to be like, oh, Howard, stop. He wouldn't listen, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It was just a thank you. You
Well,
stole the show.
I love you, and I appreciate it.
Let's get right into it. Also, I do this every time. Benu Heron Guitars on Instagram for all your custom guitar needs and custom cornhole guitar-shaped games. Please go check it out. Also, he does other custom stuff. Please do not forget to check out Sweet Temptations by Nikki, also on Instagram. She's a beautiful baker and a very good friend. Give her a shout. My very special friend Christina. Guys, I know I post a lot of pictures on Twitter, on my Periscope. I am not a big makeup person, but my eyes are always on point. This woman gets me the best eye makeup, mascara to die for. It is unique, so, you know, a beautiful friend, mother, and she's just amazing. So give her a look. It's Strength and Sparkle on Instagram, but you can reach her strengthandsparkle.com. And
Kay, what do you want to know? Cap, what did she say?
Wait, what?
They said you can't say that and not tell us, Jess. We want to know.
Can't say what?
That's what I don't know. That's what I don't know.
All right, well, when she says it, I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't forget that. Also, please go give a check to the superuglyshow.com. It is our new website. It is up, and it's not perfect, guys. Me and Rocky have been working on it. He's been working on the site. I've been working on the merchandise. We have somebody who is professional checking it out this week.
Most of the merchandise is her stuff, just so you guys know. I think there's maybe like 3 Super Ugly Show actually related products right now, but we're being very picky. Oh, who called? Who called?
So I'm going to be honest with you. There's only one person I know that sounds like that, and it's definitely a hater, and it's definitely somebody who shouldn't let their children use the phone, and that's all I'm going to say. And so, yeah, go check it out. I did make some cool things, guys. I used special moments in our lives. Of course, my show is This Is Life. I am Jess, and I talk about real things, life, sex, marriage. It's so it's pretty personal stuff, but nice stuff.
Me and Richie are waiting for just the right thing to put on a T-shirt.
I made their sticker and their mug, which I think is really fucking cute. So go check them out. It's a sticker, Super Ugly Show sticker. You can put it anywhere. And, of course, This is Life. I mean, there's a towel and a bikini.
All sorts of stuff.
Leggings.
Socks.
I love socks. There's T-shirts and
Pillows.
hoodies. I made a, you ever seen those wall drapes? They, like, kind of hang. You just kind of...
Wall drapes.
Like a drapery.
Drapery.
Turquoise jewelry.
Turquoise jewelry.
Guys, I really appreciate you coming to the room. Everybody who's here, of course. I can name you all off the top of my head. I love you all, because that'll be the easiest thing to say, and I love that you all came in. And for whoever called, I really appreciate you took the time to watch my show tonight. You can eat it. See you later.
No, they can't.
No,
that's a
eat
treat.
Me. I said eat it.
Yeah, no, that's a treat.
They don't know what it is. It could be anything.
I take eat it as your vagina.
No, you can eat it. I said you could eat this. No, I said you could eat it.
Eat shit. How about that?
I didn't want to say shit. I mean...
I'll say it. You can eat shit. Gross.
Don't say those
bum
words
shit.
on my show, because we don't talk like that.
Gross, disgusting, homeless bum shit after he just ate a
Pigtails
gyro.
and pajamas. We'll get you next week. And we're out. Bye.
Yeah.